At the outset, on behalf of Sastra and on my personal behalf, let me convey the 75th Independence Day wishes to all the viewers on this 75th year of India's independence. It also marks a very unique milestone in every applicant's career, that you have also reached this far based on your independent efforts, supported by a very supportive ecosystem. And at this very important crossroads of your career, where you are making a transition from school to college. And this transition is also very important considering the turbulent times that all of us are currently in. I must say that you have really done well despite all the constraints and limiting factors that has been surrounding you. First, congratulations for reaching this far, for your wonderful performance in Class 12 examinations and other competitive examinations. And by now you would have realized that we have also collected all of your application data and released our rank list for engineering and the law admissions for the admissions year 2021 of Sastra. What I am planning to do in the next 60 minutes is to take you through the process of counseling and the admission system that we will be following right through, so that you are aware of the entire process that you have to follow to make sure that this transition is seamless and smooth. The merit list that we have released last night is a reward for your efforts that you have put into not only in your Class 2 examinations, but also your competitive examinations. And this year in particular, your Class 12 examinations reflects the scores that you have got in your Class 12 examinations, reflect the consistent performance that you have done in the last few years. On that count, congratulations again. And I must also congratulate the parents for remaining patient till now. And I urge you to be patient, because in your perseverance lies the realization of the fact that your ward got his or her admission into Sastra solely on their merits, and not because you knew somebody who knew somebody. And this is the biggest reward that you can give to your wards at these turbulent times. So I must congratulate the parents also for exhibiting such levels of perseverance. Because what you will notice in the counseling process is the transparency with which this entire admission process will happen. The rank list that you saw yesterday comprises ranks for engineering programs in both streams, Stream 1 and Stream 2. And as you are already aware, 50% of the seats in both the streams is allotted based on, in one stream, your aggregate Class 12 scores, and in the other stream, which is Stream 1, your class 12 aggregate scores and JEE main scores, each of them taken with a 50% weightage. And based on this, we have assigned your ranks. So for every applicant, you will have a stream 1 rank and a stream 2 rank, where again you will have an all India rank. And for applicants who studied in schools situated in Tamil Nadu, and Puducherry, you will have a Tamil Nadu rank. And for those who studied their 10th and 12th in schools situated in Tiruchi and Tanjavur, you will have a Trichy rank or a Tanjavur rank, as the case may be. And this is true for both the streams. Likewise, for the law admissions, the rank is based on your aggregate class 12 score and your CLAT score, taken in the weightage of 75% and 25% respectively. And the law stream has only one ranking because the entire 100% of the seats will be allotted based on your aggregate class 12 and CLAT scores. So for an engineering or a law candidate, you will notice that you have been allotted ranks based on the methodology that I had explained before. Now, once you know the ranks, the next expectation is what branch I will be admitted to. Usually, when we did the counseling the last so many years, we also indicate the counseling dates. But we received numerous requests from applicants who wanted to know their ranks so that they get the benefit of their ranks before they submit their choices to which they seek an admission, the choice of branches. So we decided that once the rank list is released, we will give the applicants the time to choose the programs, the BTech programs, whether it is computer science or ECE or mechanical, or in the case of law, whether it is BA LLB or BBA LLB, whatever is your order of choices and preferences. We thought we will give you that time for you to arrange your branch preferences accordingly and then submit your choices. Now, this is what you will be doing in the next 3 days. Beginning today till August 17th. Today is August 15th, 16th, 17th till 5 p.m. 3 days you have the time to choose your branches. And when you choose your branches, we mandate every student to choose all the choices that is available, because you will not be given another opportunity to select some branches if you miss them. So whether you like it or not, you have to arrange all the branches priority, and you have to submit it before 5 p.m. on August 17th. There is one option where you can still save your choices and make changes till you submit. So you can save, maybe think about it, and tomorrow again rearrange the choices, and you can keep doing this. But once you submit the choices, you cannot revisit them later at any point of time during the counseling, because the entire counseling process will happen based on this first set of choices that you have submitted. And I am also going to demonstrate in a sample case as to how you will have to enter these choices. I will do that maybe 10-15 minutes from now. And before I forget, please reserve your questions for the end, because the chat box will be enabled maybe 5 minutes before my first part. There you can type in your questions, and during the second part, I will handle as many questions as I can within the limited time that we have at our disposal. So coming back to the counseling process. So once you enter your branch choices by August 17th, on August 18th, our admission software will compute the choices that you have submitted. And based on the ranks and vacancy, the seats will be allotted. And your first choice is given your first preference. Based on your rank, if you have a vacancy, you get that allotment. And this is true if it is in stream 1 or stream 2. And suppose your first choice is not available, then again, it goes to the second choice. And if that is available, that gets allotted. So this iterative process of branch allotment based on the choices that you have submitted happens till all the seats are filled in both the streams in all the All India, Tamil Nadu, Tanjavur, Trichy category. And then the allotment list is released on August 18th. And once the allotment list is released, you will be able to check which branch you have got admission to. And for those who don't get an admission, there is no reason to feel disheartened about it, because this is usual. Once the first round of counseling gets over, not that all of them who got an admission will actually admit themselves, there will be vacancies. And then again, the same process will happen for round 2, the same process again for round 3. And this iterative process will go for at least 3 to 4 rounds. And by then, we hope that all the seats will be filled. But the process remains the same, that the admission is based on the ranks that you have secured, the vacancy at that point of time, and the preference in the branches that you have submitted. So whether it is round 1 or round 2, the moment a branch is allotted to you, we give you sufficient time to pay your fees. So on the day of allotment, you will visit again the admissions portal. And by the way, this admission portal is the single window that you will have to visit to know the entire admission process. So once you do that, you know the branch that you are admitted to. Then there is an online fee payment option. So you have to pay your fees online and make sure that the transaction is complete. So if there is a sudden hiccup during the online transaction, don't press back. Just be guided by the instructions that is clearly available in the payment gateway. And if you're paying using your credit card or debit card, make sure that you have enough fund available to ensure that the online transaction is carried out smoothly. So once your tuition fee is paid, and by the way, you don't have to pay the entire year tuition fee. It's not the annual tuition fee. We always collect tuition fee in 2 semesters. So you pay the first semester tuition fee and we will reconcile. And once the online payment is effected successfully, maybe 2 days or 3 days from then on, you will be able to download your admission letter in the admission portal itself. The process to slide is also available. Now, when does sliding happen? It is very likely that a student will get admitted to a branch which necessarily is not their first branch of choice. Maybe they got admission into their 4th or 5th choice. Now, is there a chance that he or she will be admitted to the first branch? Yes, there is a chance. When students who have been admitted to that first branch don't get admitted, resulting in a vacancy, then in the second round, the vacant seats first will be allotted to those who have admitted themselves in round 1. It gets allotted to a better choice. And during that time, the second round, after this allotment, again, the fresh batch of students who did not get any branch of allotment in round 1 will be considered for the round 2. But remember that to be considered for sliding in round 2, it is necessary that you admit yourself to whichever branch that you have been allotted. If you are not admitting yourself into the allotted branch in round 1 or round 2 or any round for that matter, you will not be considered for sliding in the subsequent rounds. So admission in a particular round is a mandatory prerequisite to be considered for sliding in subsequent rounds. This is applicable for both engineering as well as law. And for engineering, the same process, whatever I'm explaining to you, is equally applicable for our Srinivasa Ramanujan Center in Kumbakonam, that campus as well. So this iterative process of allotment, sliding keeps happening, maybe 3 or 4 rounds, and that's how we've been seeing this happening in the last few years that we have been doing this. So this process will repeat itself, giving you sufficient time to also pay your fees. So for every round of allotment, for example, the first round, you will be getting close to a week's time to pay your fees. And moving forward, it gets a little accelerated, 6 days, 5 days, and we'll give at least a minimum of 4 to 5 days to pay your first semester tuition fee. And hopefully by September 10th or 15th, we expect that this counseling will come to an end. And it is likely that some students would also want to withdraw. So the withdrawal option will open maybe after the second round of counseling or third round of counseling. But please feel rest assured that if you withdraw, the process of withdrawal will also be initiated in the same admissions portal, and your fee refund request will be processed, and the bank particulars that we collect from you, it is to that bank account that the refund will be sent back. Please be rest assured that there is no reason for you to follow up or reason for you to worry about refunds after your withdrawal. We are an institution that does admission so transparently, and it is with that faith that many of you have applied to us. As a matter of fact, this year we have received record number of applications, clearly demonstrating the confidence that parents and students have in the institution, because we also respect your merit, and on a reciprocal basis, we also want you to have that patience, and definitely the withdrawal process will also happen in the manner as transparent as we do this admission process as well. Now, the next question that many of you will have in your mind is, after you saw the rank list, some of you, despite our repeated reminders to fill your JEE score, your class 12 score, you might have not done that. In fact, for some students, we actually took the class 12 scores from the public domain, that is the board's website, using the credentials that you have already given to us. And for some students, we were not able to get your JEE scores despite the credentials for some reasons. And if you feel that your JEE score or CLAT score for that matter is not in the admission list, in the rank list, and because it is not there, but you have a valid JEE or a CLAT score, and had you entered that, your ranks would have improved, there is still an option available for you. It is not too late. In the admission portal, there is a tool called Query. You can just click that, submit based on your JEE or CLAT score. You can just enter your name, your application number, and inform us that this is the JEE score, this is the CLAT score, and share the credentials so that we can also validate that. And we will consider that, and we will internalize that and attach a supernumerary ranking, which will be better than the current ranking. And when we do the allotment, we will ensure that your JEE score or CLAT score or improved class 12 score, whatever the case may be, we will ensure that the rank improvement because of this change is effected in the allotment. But for that, you have to use the portal's option there, submit your query. You cannot sit silent, send us an email. It is extremely difficult to process individual emails, and that is why in the portal, we have enabled an option, and I will be sharing that also, and you will know what you're supposed to do. And then every time when we do the allotment, we will make sure that your revised scores will be taken into account when we do the actual allotment. We will not individually intimate you about your supernumerary rankings, but you can feel rest assured that it will be reflected in the branch allotment. And this is for those who have not submitted their improved JEE or CLAT or class 12 scores, or if you feel that there is some error in your data submission, you can reach out to us always. Now, once this is done, once this entire admission process is over, we are hoping, provided the competent authorities allow us to open the campus, because for your senior students, the classes are going to start from this month end online. And we hope that with the permission of the competent authority, as and when we receive it, and with all the protocols strictly followed, we might open the campus for the freshers during the last week of September. If that doesn't happen, then again, maybe the last week of September, from September 23rd, we will start our induction program, orientation program, and hopefully after the induction and orientation from the first week of October, the real classes for different programs will commence. And this entire process has been detailed in the counseling instructions that is also available. So that is available in our website. It is also available in the portal. So if you click on that particular button, the counseling instructions for engineering and law is available. This video will remain, but if you want to revisit this, you don't have to necessarily come to the video. The entire counseling instructions is available online, both in the admissions portal as well as in our website. But mind you, the medium of communication, the medium of exchanging information and all the updates will be through the admissions portal. So make sure your username, password, credentials, all of that, you have them safe till the entire admission process is over. So friends, let me share the portal for you and navigate the entire process for better clarity, so that you are also aware of the process that is involved. As you see, this is the admissions portal landing page. All of you are familiar with this. So I have just randomly chosen one application. And if you enter your password, this is what comes. So this is what I mentioned. For every student who enter your credentials, you will get your All India rank, your Tamil Nadu rank, Tanjavur, Trichy, if you are eligible for both the streams. And that's available in this rank details. Now this rank stroke mark related queries is what I mentioned. In case you feel that there is error in data, you can use this option, type the subject accordingly, enter all that you want to, and just send it to us. It automatically lands into our admissions office, and we will act accordingly. You don't have to worry about that. Don't expect a follow-up reply email. The moment you submit, it lands to our page, and we assure you that we will act on it, and you will be the beneficiary of the resultant benefit that accrues to you. And as I mentioned, counseling instructions are available both for engineering as well as for law. So you just have to click them accordingly. So your rank details are available here. Your rank metric rank queries and counseling instructions. Now you notice that in the rank details, the most important thing that you will be doing from today up to August 17th is submission of branches. So when you submit choice of branches, you select, and please see how I select this. You just have to click on all the branches. Remember, you have to submit your choices for all. Now here, if you want to make changes, if you want electrical electronics to come later as choice 4, all that you have to do here is to just click on this and drag it and put it down. So this way you can also change the submitted choices left to right and top to bottom. If you want this to go back, then you just have to press it here and this one goes back here. If this has to go back, this will go back here. So based on the choices that is available to you, you have to do this. So it will ask for all of the choices. I'm using live data. So whoever is the student, don't worry, I am not going to submit it on your behalf. This is only for the purpose of demonstration that I'm doing this. So it's here. Now what happens is, it's only when you submit, it's final. If you still feel that today this is your choice, and you would like to spend some more time with your friends, your family members, some of your counselors, your seniors at Sastra, and revisit this list, you still can do that by just saving. Press this save option. And again, revisit later and make the changes and then submit your final choice. So this is how you will be doing. So till you submit, you can keep changing your branch choices. So I am not submitting it. So whoever is the student, you don't have to worry. But this is just to give you a quick brief and take you through the process that I shared the screen with you. So remember, your rank details are available. The first thing that you'll have to do is choice of branches. And in case you find there are changes that are necessary in your marks, submit your queries. Please submit queries with regard to just your mark changes. If there is change in your date of birth or change in your spelling of your name, blood group, all of that, don't worry. Those things can always be fixed after you get admitted. But just mark related queries, please post. Please also avoid questions on whether I will get this branch, that branch. It's very difficult to predict that. So just stick to genuine queries that are related to your marks, which can change the possible allotment for you. So that is the reason that we have enabled this option. And I would encourage you to go through the counseling instructions as many times as you think it's necessary for you to get better clarity. And whenever you visit the admission portal, make sure you sign out. So I am signing out. I hope all of you followed what I said. So I am just signing out and I will stop the screen share. So this is how the counseling process will happen. And as I said before, between now and August 17th, you have to submit your branch choices. And before I conclude, the chat box will be enabled now. You can submit your questions, and in the next 30 minutes or so, I will handle as many questions as I receive. And let me once again congratulate you for your sincere efforts that you have taken this far. And I hope the next few weeks that you will be participating in this counseling process, you will also understand how transparently that this admission is happening. And as much as we respect your merit, your efforts, we also expect you to respect the rules and regulations and solicit your support in making sure that this entire counseling happens very smoothly, and we will definitely do all that is required to make sure that your genuine queries are addressed. So with this, let me open the chat box, and already there are questions coming. So I will take those questions and answer them to the best of my abilities. So the first question that has come, sliding choice, why is admission a must? Okay, as I said, it is very simple that you cannot participate in the sliding as and when you want to. Only if you are admitted, whether it is round 1 or round 2, only if you are admitted to a program, you will be considered for sliding. So it is a mandatory prerequisite. Whether you like it or not, you might not like a program, but then if you feel that you have a better chance of getting admitted to a preferred choice in the second round or third round, it is a must that you get admitted to the program, even if you don't like that. Because anyway, you will either get it or not get it. And if you still don't want to get admitted and want to withdraw, you can always exercise the withdrawal option, which anyway will be available to you till the end of the counseling. So you don't have to feel, you don't have to have any concern on that. Be patient, and you have to necessarily admit yourself to a program if you want to be considered for sliding in the subsequent rounds. The second question that I have is on hostel. Yes, as I had mentioned before, that we are still not very clear on the face-to-face opening of classes. However, hostel facilities are available for both boys and girls, and hostel facility is only given to students who reside outside a commutable radius of 75 kilometers from Sastra campus. And by the way, for the Kumbakonam campus, there is no hostel at all. Of course, there are private hostels that's available within the neighborhood. But for Thanjavur campus, there is hostel capacity, and preference will be given to students who reside outside this commutable radius of 75 kilometers. And for the rest, we have university buses flying on a day-to-day basis, and you can make use of the university facilities, bus facilities. The hostel accommodation, usually the hostel accommodation is also done along with the admission process, but considering the uncertainties that surround us today, the hostel accommodation will be offered once there is clarity on the opening dates, and we'll give you sufficient advance notice, and then your hostel accommodation process will be initiated once our opening dates for the face-to-face classes are fixed. The next question, fee payment, whether it can be made by DD. No, the fee payment, the entire fee payment is online. So make sure that you embrace this online fee payment ecosystem. It's very difficult for you to take a DD, go to a bank, and we wouldn't advise you to do during these times. It's better that it is online, and that is why online is the only way that you can pay the fees. So there is no other alternate option. Even if you are within a commutable travel distance from the campus, don't make an effort to visit the campus and say we'd like to come and pay the fees over the counter. It's not possible. So the fees has to be paid online. The next question is, how many choices should I fill? As I said before, whether you like it or not, you have to fill all the choices, because we will not reach out to you again to collect another set of choices. So it's better that you enter all the choices, because it is based on those choices we will be doing the allotment in the subsequent rounds. When, let's say during the third or fourth round, when the choices available or the seats available in a particular branches, if that itself is getting limited, maybe, and we did this last year, maybe at the end of the third round or fourth round, we will again ask for choices given the circumstances at that point of time, because we would want students who feel that they would like to change their choices based on the status quo at that point of time. Only during that time, we will again ask for choices. Otherwise, it is a must that you enter all the choices at this point of time. The next question is, can I slide in the second semester? Well, this sliding process that I mentioned now is only for the admission pathway that all of you have taken for your first semester admission. Now, after we close the admissions, if there are vacant seats, we will leave it vacant. And at the end of the first semester, based on your first semester scores, we call it the SGPA, the semester grade point average. Based on that scores, we will do a sliding. At that point of time, your class 12, your JEE, all of that is irrelevant. Only based on your semester grade point average, we will do the sliding at the end of the first semester. So a sliding is possible at the end of the first semester. And for students who get admitted and still have a hope that they can be slided, that hope will be available at the end of the first semester. What is the fees that we need to pay? So when you click on the fee payment option, the fee schedule appears, and the fee that you have to pay is very much available in the website. You will be paying only the fees that is published in our website. So there is no management quota or no capitation, no donation, nothing of that sort. You will stick to this rank list. The moment you get an allotment, you will pay the published fee and your admission is done. So that's how this entire admission process will be done in a transparent manner. There is another question from a student who says, if I get admission into the first round in SRC, can I be considered in the second round? Well, there are students who have applied to both the campuses. So their application will be independently considered for both the campuses. So even if you're admitted to the SRC campus, and maybe in the third round, you get admitted to the Sastra campus, the main campus here in Tanjavur, it is difficult to transfer your admission there to here. But you have to necessarily follow the process here in the main campus and then withdraw from the SRC campus. But if you have independently applied to both the campuses, both will be considered. If you have been admitted to one campus, that doesn't make you ineligible to be considered for subsequent rounds in the other campus. And likewise, stream 1, stream 2. If you are admitted in stream 1 or stream 2, you will be admitted into only one stream. It is very unlikely, though the chances are there. Final allotment will be made only in one stream, because we want to make sure that the others who have a chance to get admitted in the independent streams also get admitted to the program. There are questions that are coming on the difference between different programs, especially the computer science, CSBS, and all of that. Well, the computer science program, you would have noticed by now, along with a few other disciplines, the ECE, the EEE, and mechanical engineering, they also have a specialized undergraduate degree program. For example, in computer science, it's in addition to the computer science and engineering, which is the conventional flagship program. We also have the artificial intelligence and data sciences, IoT and automation, cybersecurity. For ECE, we have the CPS, the cyber physical systems. For electrical engineering, we have the hybrid vehicles and smart grids. Now, these are all the specialized verticals that are also given as part of the undergraduate program. But by and large, around 70% of the curriculum is same, whether it's the core ECE or CPS, the computer science and engineering, or artificial intelligence and data sciences. By and large, 70 to 75% of the curriculum is uniform. The remaining 20 to 25% or 30% is one that differentiates the specialized ones from the core ones. So this, we are doing it in response to the emerging paradigms that we see in the industry. And there is this special program called CSBS, which is a unique program that is designed by TCS themselves and offered in very few institutions across the country. It doesn't mean that if you study a BTech CS, BS, it is only for TCS. Actually, it is for the larger benefit of the IT industry itself that this program has been designed with not only computer science, but also certain domain-specific management-oriented subjects as well. So this is how these specialized verticals are being created. The next question is, do we have to pay fees again on sliding? No. Once you pay the fee for a particular program, you don't have to pay again if you are slided to a different program. And I know why you have this question in your mind, and it's very legitimate that you had this question. There are some institutions that have different fee structure for different programs based on the popularity of the programs. Here, the fee for a BTech program is uniform across all disciplines. So we don't leverage on the popularity of the programs and have an inbuilt differential fee structure. No, it is the same for all programs. And that is why even if you're sliding from one program to the other program, you don't have to pay any other incremental fee. It's just a program that gets changed. Bank loan facilities. Well, once your admission process is over, as I told you before, you will be able to generate your admission letter. And we will also initiate a process by which you can generate a bona fide along with the fee estimate letter that you can use for your bank loan facilities. And we partner with some of our banks who have stayed with us for the last so many years. They will be able to process your bank loans, especially if you are admitted to Shastra. There are banks that immediately sanction your loans. The City Union Bank is one of our bankers for the last so many years. So once you get admitted to the program, we will also make sure that we will have all those things in place that will accelerate your educational loan process as well. Can we visit the campus before admitting? Well, if you have the time and if you think that you can follow all the protocols, you are welcome to visit the campus. We will be working, but make sure that you follow the protocols, the COVID guidelines before you undertake the travel. And you can also visit the campus after your admission process is also over. But your safety is of the most importance. So make sure that you are safe when you undertake the travel, and we'll be very happy to receive you on the campus, and you can take this opportunity to go around the campus and see the facilities. Yes, a campus visit is possible. Then the next question that I have is bus facility. Yes, as I mentioned, for those who will be studying as day scholars, we have buses flying on both directions. We are situated between the Tanjavur Trichy National Highway, closer to Tanjavur, 16 kilometers from Tanjavur and 35 kilometers from Trichy. We have buses flying daily to Trichy, Srirangam and the whereabouts there, and Tanjavur, Kumbakonam and the whereabouts there. So we have enough number of buses flying on a day-to-day basis. Well, there are some questions that's actually too early, but I can understand the aspirational standards of the applicants. You have asked questions on placement and all of that. Well, as much as we respect your merit, your scores, and admitted you, thankfully, our corporate partners, recruiters have also extended the same, and they respect the admission process. And that is why you see many of the leading recruiters visiting Shastra, because they know that we have already administered an initial filter in terms of employable talent. And we have been, despite all this pandemic times, the turbulent times that we have been facing, the 2021 batch recorded historic records, placements, the number of offers, the quality of offers was better than last year. So on the placement front, we have enough opportunities for you. So the reason that I'm saying that the opportunities are there, it's very simple. There are opportunities, but then you also have to take your own efforts, and we will facilitate, we will train you, we will conduct training programs, we will ensure that your employment skills are enhanced, your life skills are improved, your soft skills are improved. So it's going to be a teamwork between Shastra, you, and the recruiters themselves, who nowadays are also helping the institution and their students and training them and make them employable. So if this teamwork is meticulously done and students, you put your honest efforts, opportunities are available in abundance. So on that count, you have to feel very confident if you join Shastra. So I have time to take a few more questions. Questions on scholarship. Well, yes, you have scholarships which are merit-based. After you join, we give what's called the Dean's List, which comprises the top 2% of the graduating class, for whom 20% of the tuition fees is refunded. And for those students who are placed between 3% to 10%, we refund 10% of their tuition fees. And for the School of Law students, while the Dean's List is also applicable, there is also these 3 flagship awards named after former Justice late Sri Patanjali Shastri. The second award named after the eminent jurist and diplomat Nani Palkiwala. The third named after our own, the late Attorney General G. Ramaswamy. So the Justice Patanjali Shastri Award, the Nani Palkiwala Award, the G. Ramaswamy Award. These 3 awards are for the best outgoing students in BA LLB, BBA LLB, and BCom LLB, where each student will get a cash scholarship at the time of graduation. When you are identified as the best outgoing student, a cash award of rupees 1 lakh. Other than this, there are other scholarships that are available, whether if you're going on a semester abroad program, we will be paying your round trip airfare and also give you a monthly stipend of $200. There are other state funded scholarships where we will be facilitating, so that we'll make sure that many of these state funded and other agency funded scholarships reach you. So we will be an effective facilitator. Another scholarship which I always hope should not be given, and that occasion doesn't arise, but since you have asked this, I'm just clarifying. In the very, very, very unfortunate event of a student losing his or her breadwinning parent, we make sure they don't discontinue their studies. They will stay in the institution and complete their studies. We will waive the entire tuition fee for such students. We wish that number is 0, but things of this misfortune happens, and we don't want that to stand in the way of the student's graduation. And during those unfortunate times, we want to stand by the student and support them so that they graduate and help the family moving forward. The next question is, part fees allowed? No, our online system that is in place doesn't allow you to pay partial fees. So you have to pay the fees in full. The next question is on whether the 4th JEE main will be considered. No, we have released the rank list based on the 3 JEE scores that you have. If there are students who just wrote the 4th JEE and got the scores during the counseling, we will not be in a position to consider that. So we will not be considering the JEE 4th main. Maybe, you have to just be satisfied with whatever scores that we have used to release our rank list. The last date for cancelling the admission for full refund. So we are guided by the AICT's guidelines calendar on this, which got changed recently as yesterday. So October 20th, that's what they have mentioned. So we will be guided by the AICTE's guidelines when it comes to fee refund. Then the next question is, hostel, how to register for hostel. Don't worry about the hostel registration process. We will intimate you, we will give you advance notice, then you can start registering registering and getting yourself a hostel accommodation, provided you are eligible for that. So friends, I think we are coming to a close for this orientation session. I have handled as many questions as I could take, and thank you for the interest that you have shown in turning up for this orientation session, and I hope you found this to be useful. And as I have been repeatedly saying, this is one moment for you to realize that it is your own effort that has been rewarded, and continue to be patient and perseverant, because it is very, very important that you get your admissions based on your merit, because that is the symbol of your individual success, which I think is the breeding ground for you to achieve more and more as you move forward. So with these few words, once again, I thank all of you for applying to Shastra, and I hope you will continue to follow the process and successfully partner with us in the counseling process, and hopefully get an admission into Shastra. And we are eagerly looking forward to receiving all of you into the folds of Shastra very soon. So thank you, friends. Stay safe. And from now on, the counseling process officially begins. Submit your choice of branch. That's the first thing that you have to do. Submit your choice of branches immediately. If you don't submit your choice of branches, then what you had already submitted might be taken into account, and you cannot later come and say, I did not submit, I could not make changes. So my advice is submit your branch of choices, even if it is same, the same that you had submitted during your application process. Submit it, be a part of the counseling process, and be a part of the successful journey that awaits you at Shastra. Thank you. Thank you very much.